Hey guys, Coach Bricks here. Hope you're well. Hey, I wanted to talk about something that I always am preaching about. It's about injuries. All right, it's about taking care of them immediately as soon as they happen, but also doing it the right way. So let me give you two examples. I've had two athletes come into me over the last couple days. All right, the first one was out. He was in college at one of his classes, and his professor made him do squat max. It was trying to figure something out. I don't know exactly what it was. So he had mentioned to the professor, hey, listen, I just lifted legs the day before, the little shot, all the good stuff that goes along with it. She's like, oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just, push through. Okay, whatever. He's going. He gets up to his second to last set. All right. So he says, yeah, it's really tightening up on me. And the professor's like, nah, just go through with it. You know what I mean? You got to do one more. Is that your max? And he was like, no, that's not my max. She goes, oh, I want to see your max. So he proceeded to go to the very next one. Now, he had a spotter there, okay, and thank God he had a safety bar. His safety racks were all up and everything. As he was coming back up, he felt this pull in his leg, felt something buckle in his knee and stuff. And he went down. Spotter wasn't, paying attention, missed him, boom, fell down. Like I said, thank God it fell into the rack, got caught in the rack, and he went down to the floor. But he came to me and he was, complaining about pain in his hamstring, behind the knee, and really bothering him. And I said, all right, well, what did the professor tell you to do? So I'll put ice on. Typical answer by every single person out there. I can't believe that we're in 2019 here, and this is what we're giving advice to do. First of all, probably shouldn't have done it. If you started to tighten on up, let the professor know. The professor probably should have been smart enough to say, hey, listen, all right, we're done. Okay, that's number one. The second thing is, what ice? That's your answer because you don't want to deal with it and figure out what's wrong. So as the day kept going on, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, and to the point where he was hobbling in here. So I said, all right, let me take a look at it. So went right to the thing and said, all right, is this where it's at? Found it right away where his pain was. He's like, yes. Went below it, hit the calf, and then I also went up to the glute. I said, all right, tell me what you feel here in both these spots. Both extremely sore and extremely tight. So I did the test on the other side to see if he had any type of pain over there. Nothing. So what I do, had him roll out the glute, had him roll out the calf, didn't really touch the hamstring at all because that's where the pain was coming from. And guess what? Yep, walked out of here with a better, almost no limp whatsoever. Next day got up, said, Dave, it's 80% better. 85% better, which I knew wouldn't be 100%. There's some damage that went on there. The body has to heal itself and things. But it's taking that and looking at it. Person number two, contacts me, said, I'm having all kind of pain in my shin. All right, just on I think it was his left. Yeah, it was on his left because he's right-footed, so it's left. I said, okay, so I meet up with him. We go over it, and he said, yeah, when I'm getting this pain, I get it when I do these certain things. It doesn't hurt all the time, but when I go to run, stop, and that kind of stuff. I said, all right, have you played on different surfaces? I know he's a basketball player. He said, yeah, I've been playing a lot more on concrete, outside, which is good. I like to hear kids playing outside, Back in the day, we used to do that all the time. So he's out there playing at the parks and stuff, but then also has open gym, hardwood floor. So goes to the trainer. I guess it's been going on about 4 or 5 days. Trainer's like, put ice on it. Like I said, once again, we're into the ice thing. I have no idea why we continue to prescribe this as the ultimate healing mechanism of all time, but it's probably the worst thing I've ever seen. So he puts ice on, doesn't get any better. So I go in, I said, are you feeling it here? Put it right on the spot, right there on the shin where it hurts. Yeah, I thought he was going to jump to the roof. Okay, I said, okay. Flip him over, and I start working on the calf. Does this hurt? He goes, man, that kills me. So I work on the calf. I said, all right, let's try the other leg. Go over the other leg. I said, does this hurt? He's like, no, man, barely at all. I said, interesting. So we go back to the calf, work on the calf, show him a bunch of different stretches, show him a bunch of different things, okay? He leaves after about 20, 25 minutes, says he feels better. He goes to basketball later that evening. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. So he has basketball later at 6 o'clock. He says, I have zero pain in my shin anymore. Zero. Now remember, I didn't touch the shin besides seeing where the pain was. Did not touch the shin, did not treat the shin, okay? Or show him what he needed to do. I treated the calf, and guess what? The pain in the shin went away. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. First of all, stop all this ice stuff. Stop prescribing ice for every little thing. Please, please, please read. Please do research on what ice does. Okay? Everybody. This is not just for the medical community that loves to hand it out because it's like the easiest thing to do. Okay? But this is for parents too and athletes. Please read up on ice. The second thing is treat the injury correctly right away. Where the pain is, most of the time the problem isn't. Okay, so just because I have pain in my shin doesn't mean the shin is the problem. It was the calf tightness that was causing the shin to hurt. Okay, I go over this all the time. We have to wake up in our society. Stop thinking that just because you have pain in a certain area, that's where the problem is. We got to take time to find where the pain is, where the problem's coming from. The problem in our society, we want the quick fix. And we think, well, my knee hurts, it has to be my knee, I have to treat the knee. No, you don't. You have to find where it is. All right? It irritates me because kids are sitting out so much more time, having more pain they have to deal with than what they really need to. If we just took time to actually look and see how the body's breaking down and where it's breaking down. All right? So let's start thinking, all right, and start doing things that are going to help these kids become better and get them back quicker. Now, should everything be rushed back? No. But if we can get athletes back in a much shorter fashion because we're doing things correct and finding exactly what the problem is, then we're doing our job. Okay? So we need to make sure we're doing these things to help these athletes excel. And athletes, it's on you to actually seek out information and seek the knowledge you need. Don't just always accept what put ice on something. And everybody knows I've harped on this for years now. Years. I don't put ice on an ankle. I don't put ice on an ankle. I know I'll probably get yelled at by a lot of people in the community being wrong, and I don't have this specialized degree and all this kind of stuff. You know, I didn't go to school for 19,000 years and have millions of dollars of debt. But I do study up on all this stuff and see that, guess what? Ice isn't going to solve most of my problems. It might make me feel better. It might take the swelling down, but swelling's sometimes a good thing. It's inflammation going to that area to help treat it right away. The body's pretty darn smart. The body knows how to heal itself. The problem is I think we as individuals are the ones that are idiots and actually slow the process down. So let's start waking up in our society. Let's start treating the things we need to treat correctly and actually taking an investment in each individual to actually find where the problem is. Guys, Coach Brick, stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, greatness never rests.